Hey,
I did the transition and everything and shifted all the audio, and I look over and it's like, wait, start stream. What happened? I thought I did this. I do the stream things sometimes, I swear.
Do it more than me.
3 times a week, usually.
I haven't streamed consistently in 2 months.
Oh my god, Reaper Kid, hi.
hi.
No, not you. Reaper Kid in chat.
Oh.
Why do you think you're a Reaper Kid right now?
because that's him.
That's my handle on Twitch.
Oh. I always thought that was Ryan's like roommate friend. I thought he
No.
was Reaper something.
Only you guys watch, so.
Sometimes we get randoms in.
Yeah,
That's true.
we got up to 8. We got up to 8 last Saturday for a moment.
Yeah.
Then we went on break, and so.
I know, it was such bad timing for break. We finally got 2 or 3 viewers in here, and then Jared was like, alright, break. Alas. Alright. So, last, I'm getting feedback echo from somebody.
Me. I was setting up my viewer. Unless you don't want that extra viewer.
No. I just wanted to make sure there was some sort of audio feedback that I was going to be getting when I started here. So last time...
I'm gonna be right back.
God damn it.
I think something fell on his desk.
Today was a rough day.
But he gets
for
better.
everybody. You spilled something.
Oh.
One day we'll get to the recap, but I want let's get all of our kinks. If anybody needs to go and fix something, do it now. Go to the bathroom, get your water, do some jumping jacks. I don't know.
Start the stream off with a break.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, give me 30 minutes. I'm gonna take a quick run around the neighborhood.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just all go have a barbecue. You guys fly down from Canada. We'll stream the whole thing. We'll have a nice Texan barbecue.
Ooh, I wouldn't mind having a Texan barbecue. Nice briskets.
Come on down.
Plenty of places around here.
Oh yeah.
One day you'll randomly find a Filipino just texting you.
Oh, we jumped up to 4 and 5, and they left about as quick as they got here.
Yeah.
We're not
Well,
entertaining.
You know, when you start with the break.
I like this marching order. Be in the center, where I should be.
I
In the
don't
front
think
line.
I don't know if you guys have actually moved yourselves around on that at all, but it's there. Basically, for your general order of things. I think Wizard's probably in back.
I'm right in front.
Yep, that makes sense. You fucking tank.
Healing tank for the win. I wasn't even trying to make this guy tanky.
And yet you are the tankiest of us all.
I know, it's sad.
That's the thing. You have a good amount of vigor, but how much wounds do you have?
A lot.
Like how much is a lot?
I have 38 wounds.
How much?
38.
Oh yeah, that's a lot.
Where's your con?
12. No, my con is 14. Sorry, my con is 14.
Still, where are you getting all this fucking wounds?
14 times 2, 28, plus 2 times 5, 48. 38, I mean.
And I've been rolling really high for my
Oh, yeah, the
vigor.
rolling's for your vigor.
Yep, I knew it. He spilled something. He's got napkins.
I am tank, Tim. You can't take this away from me.
You can have it if you wanted. But
He was
I still have-
testing you.
I still have I still have more wounds than you.
Oh, do you?
Oh yeah, my character's based off con.
Ah,
I
I
have
can have more.
I have 49 wounds.
Oh, nice.
Ah, nice.
Like when I said last week, there was a lightning bolt that he rolled for, and I said I'd only be grazed if I got hit by that lightning bolt. It did like 59. It did like 59 damage. I was like, I'd only be grazed.
Huh. Oh,
Yeah, that lightning bolt would have been fun if it hit someone.
But no. No, I would only be grazed too. Huh.
Drix would have died immediately.
Well, James said Fizz would have died.
I would have just moved out of the way of it.
There was no reflex save, it's lightning.
There's a reflex save on lightning.
Not that lightning. The chance to avoid it was the D100. That is the roll to avoid. Because it's not something you're anticipating, it's not something you can see coming. It literally moves at the speed of light. It just appears from point A to point B instantaneously, almost.
So new rules.
Wouldn't roll be able to reflex save out of it?
Not if there's not a reflex save.
How much did he spill?
Lightning bolts have reflex saves because they are spells. But environmental lightning, as far as I was able to find, does not have any such thing.
Yeah, your rules, but I don't know that that's correct.
Plus, that specific storm was different.
Well, yeah, like I said, your rules do whatever you want, but for future, the weather lightning has a DC of 18, I think.
Go find the raw. I'm looking for it too.
Thunderstorm. A creature struck by lightning must succeed a DC 18 reflex throw or take 10d8 points of damage.
Alrighty, there it is.
Your lightning wasn't as strong.
No, it's fine. I mean, you can have whatever you want, any kind of lightning you want, but I'm pretty
Well,
sure everything has a DC. Sometimes it's tough.
The lightning storm that initially came through was not even classified as a thunderstorm. Was not normal weather.
I'm still saying that your lightning wasn't as strong as normal lightning.
It was stronger.
Nice. I want to make a wizard that controls the weather.
That would be cool.
It'd be something.
Man, he really screwed up his
Would it be
death,
a wizard,
didn't he?
though? Would it be a
Seems
wizard?
like it.
You could make a wizard that does it. You could also probably do it with cleric, sorcerer, oracle. I think they all get access to control weather. That would be like the primary spell you'd have. And then there's a bunch of other weather-like spells you could get. Obscuring mist, fog, stuff like that. Be a lot of
Control
AoE
weather is
crap.
so expensive.
It's a 7th level spell. Holy crap.
I know.
Weather Master would be a storm druid, is what one person says.
No, yeah, druids could do it too.
Yeah, control weather is expensive. A level 7 spell.
Expensive. Oh, I thought you meant money. I was like, wait, I don't see a cost here.
Level expensive.
Level expensive. You have to be powerful.
Exactly.
Miguel, you're controlling the weather.
What's your point? I want to control it earlier.
That sounds like a
Control
pretty
it
high
more
level
locally.
Exactly. I can only
Sorry,
control
that's-
it in a 2 feet radius when I'm level 2. It grows as that.
It just scales 1 foot per level.
Exactly.
Do I have audio right now?
If you stand anywhere near me at level 1, you might get affected by my weather.
Are you dead, James? You break it all?
Yeah, I broke my audio.
Damn.
Managed to. Well, no, it's just like it wasn't working. I left and came back because I disconnected while I was too far away. Sorry about that.
You good?
Yeah.
You're watering your computer.
No, I managed to miss my computer, but I did get red wine all over myself and a little bit on the floor,
Not the
but
wine.
mostly on myself.
Make sure you don't let that red wine set.
I had. No, I sprayed it down and I've cleaned it. It's all good.
Okay.
But I had so much more wine in my glass.
Looks
Drinking
like
around
I just
computer.
need another glass.
One of my favorite
It
tech
was my
support.
last glass of wine.
One of my favorite tech support memories way back when. There's this girl, I guess she's a young girl, pretty cute one too. Just came to me and said, "I don't know what's wrong. My computer doesn't work." And I wouldn't look, and it's just spick and spotless. And sure enough, it doesn't work. I pick up the keyboard and I tilt it, and pop pours out of it. So she took the time to clean it. She spilled pop on her keyboard. I mean, just must have flooded it. Cleaned every single keyboard in between the keys. Cleaned the whole desk up. Made it perfectly clean, but never lift the keyboard in order to see if there was liquid in there. and so she was like so embarrassed when I just picked up the keyboard and tilted it and just poured out of it. I said, well, that will do it.
Yeah.
So gave her a
I
new
managed
keyboard.
to miss my computer. The only thing I hit was this, my like wrist pad that soaked up quite a bit of the wine actually. And then the rest was just all over my shorts and.
I'm just gonna see him
me
suck
and
on
my
the wrist
chair.
pad through the game.
I
I know.
have Coke and hard liquor, so I'm not boozeless, but that was the last of red wine that I have right now.
I have a couple bottles I'll bring over next time we hang out.
You don't have to do that, man.
We don't drink red wine. We
Oh,
just
you don't
have it
drink
in.
red wine. Then yes,
No.
bring me all the free bottles that people have given you over the years. I don't care if that stuff is 6 years old. I'll open it and give it a shot. If it tastes like vinegar, maybe I'll use it in cooking.
That's all I used it for the last couple of years.
What? You and I have a very different definition of, because when I have cooking wine, that is me drinking some wine while cooking.
Well, you cook with wine.
Yes, I know. Makes everything taste better. This past is perfect. All I needed was a little red wine.
All right.
I'm not an alcoholic.
Are we all okay now?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Mark, are you there? I saw you go off to the side of the dagger. Okay, cool.
A little bit accurate. Go ahead.
Alrighty. Alright, so at last. Last time, the group had finished up their final errands and opportunity after spending a month or so recouping and resting after the events at Uveth Islet and the Dwarven Embassy, and returning from the anchor out at Silver Lake. People found jobs, made coin, partied, and generally rested, did some shopping, and trained up and let everything soak in from their experiences of recent. Then, Shaper Ogata summoned you all to speak with you and informed you that something had happened at Aracrost, that an arbiter had come back alone and hurt after multiple weeks of travel, saying that something had gone wrong, and he was vague, saying something of the mountains moved of their own accord. With that, you were all spurred into leaving a little bit early. Instead of waiting for Navromri to fully recover, RJ convinced him to come with you all. And as such, you all set out towards Holden Keep, which is the place just below the mountain range that has the paths that lead up into Aracrost. As you began this journey, about a week and a half in or so, it was all known by all that the fall maelstrom was coming, a time of the year where weather becomes horrendous and unnatural, and most people in society shelter and take cover for the couple of weeks that the maelstroms last. You all, however, decided to test your luck for a while, ignoring the any amount of sense or reason that that RJ protested, along with Drix's warnings and trepidations. You traveled for the first 6 or 7 days through the maelstrom. Roughly half of it you weathered, where you saw strange draconic clouds, massive hailstorms, an insane lightning storm, ghostly whispers on the wind in one day. And then eventually you all began to reach the conclusion that perhaps this is a bit too dangerous. As multiple people had been struck by lightning, the horses were prevented from moving forward multiple days in a row due to the torrential winds. And what kind of topped the cake of this decision was the final day, and where we'll be picking back up, where the sky itself seemed to be filled with horrendous imagery of strange weaving clouds and writhing things within it that are hard to grasp and understand. But only a few of you saw that. For anybody who seemed to look up at the sky was driven insane temporarily. Raoul pointed it out and convinced Willie to look. thinking it might be interesting. We then immediately turned to babbling and attempting to stab Fizz in the foot and sprinting off and had to be subdued. Likewise, as this was happening, Drix on the helm jumped off the moving cart. The horses careened off to the side to a stop as Fizz kind of helped bring it safely to a halt. And Drix just started wildly screaming and running off into the woods, maddened by the looking of the sky itself. With a couple of well-timed punches and a earth blast that nearly obliterated him, Drix was, however, subdued and is now severely injured and unconscious on the ground. And we will pick back up here as Drix has been subdued. Everybody has regathered in the interior of the cart, and you all are deciding what to do from here.
Guys, I think we should find shelter of some kind.
Sure, give me a sec as I start making Drex chug potion after potion.
Okay,
I mean,
let me know.
obviously we can't. I'm not going out there until those storm clouds go away. So, I mean, right now we're just not moving, but I continue to maintain my fascination to make sure that he's not going crazy.
How long do you keep this up?
Like I said last time, the entire day. The free action to maintain, I'm going to maintain it until we go to bed.
Isn't there a limit to how many rounds you can do, though, per bard level?
There's a limit to how many songs I can start. But I don't think there's...
I thought there was a time limit on the bardic performance. On all bardic performances. I might be wrong,
bardic performances. He can do 4+ charisma mod, +2 rounds per level.
Oh, that's rounds per level, not times.
Rounds.
It's rounds.
Yes.
I've been doing that wrong, but I've also been doing inspire wrong, so it all balances out.
All right. Well, reread
so
bard then.
Yeah.
Jay, go ahead and heal whatever it is you're healing him for, or let me
His
know.
wounds.
Yeah. How many wounds are you giving him?
My full 13 rounds on him.
Okay.
I have 5 uses of first level spells, 3 uses of second level spells. So that is 5.
So another 6. Okay.
So 11 wounds altogether. Plus I do my first aid, treat deadly wounds to get that extra bit to top them off.
And how many is that again?
We said it was my level to the nearest wound level, so I can't go past the wound level.
I'm sorry, what? I'm not. I don't know. That just did not register for some reason for me.
We discussed that when I treat deadly wounds out of combat, that I can heal as many wound points as my level, but it'll never go past my past a wound level. So I can't.
The
I can
threshold.
heal
Threshold. Gotcha.
wound threshold.
Yes. When you said level twice, I was like, what? Yeah, so let me check what his... So do you do the healing first? Or do you do the long-term care first? because the order may
Let's-
matter.
Let's do the healing first.
The long-term care.
No,
Or do you mean
potion.
okay. So he gets all of the potions, and then you do the long-term care. It cannot bring him out of the category he's currently, or above the category that he's in. That means he heals this. Okay. All right. So, just as you guys are beginning to heal, RJ, you're beginning to cast some of your spells. Fizz, the magical effects of your performance end.
Yeah.
And Willie starts
Yeah.
babbling incoherently again.
Damn it. Somebody tie him up so he doesn't hurt himself.
I'm surprised you guys didn't tie him up before.
Well,
I was busy hurting him.
Please don't hurt our friends.
Didn't mean to. I thought he could take a hit. He looks like a big burly man.
No, they're talking about
Willie.
little guy, Willie.
Yes, we're going to tie up Willie, but I'm talking about Drex can take a hit. I got this. Give him the old Mr. T treatment.
If he tries to move or do something, I'll knock his ass out.
Yeah, go ahead and make that attack of opportunity. As just as you're thinking that, and Raoul's like, "I'll take care of this." He is coming at you with the dagger.
Stunning strike.
That button. I'm pretty sure that fails.
Yep.
And how much? 12 non-lethal. Okay.
That should have froze him in place, which should give you an opportunity to tie him up.
Indeed, and it does let Raoul stop and bind him. However, you see as Raoul's finishing tying the ropes that due to that roll, Raoul has forgot to tie down his arms and has just tied rope around his waist. and around his legs.
Or
You won't
Is he
be
try-
able to move.
Is he trying to do something again?
Yes, he is.
Neth, can you tie Willie up?
What's he trying to do?
Tie him up with rope so he doesn't hurt himself.
Have him. He's already tied up.
For a moment, he kind of snaps to and looks down. What's happening? What are you guys doing?
Don't worry. You'll be fine.
It's a complete tying him up.
No, we can't. It can't be like this. And he raises his dagger again. If you're in any action.
Yeah, knock the shit out of him.
Is that stunning strike or no?
No, I'll just I'm gonna knock his ass completely out.
Okay, well the reaction was only one attack because
Oh, okay, that's fine. Then I'll follow it up with however many attacks you let me have while he's trying to do something.
Yes, that and easily enough. That will knock his ass out. However, not before. Oh my
You're
god!
holding that one.
He
Oh wait,
stabs
no, he doesn't.
himself.
He doesn't have to roll for that. He doesn't have to roll for that. He stabs himself in the arm and just tears the knife down his wrist.
Ah,
Don't, damn it. I go to him and do quick first
And
aid.
then Nithir knocks his ass out.
I start patching people up. Ned, can you use your spells on him?
I try and tie him up first.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a CMB,
wonder what happened.
which will be the DC for his escape, should that come to fruition, which unlikely will due to his unconsciousness.
CMB?
Yep, it's a combat maneuver bonus to tie somebody up, and the roll is the DC that they have to make.
Alright.
Like setting the DC.
I tied him up pretty good.
Absolutely.
Ah, you guys armed.
Is he bleeding or like
He's-
that roll?
I mean, there's blood on the dagger and scattered on the floor of the carriage now, but he's not bleeding out.
Alright, so
So
yeah,
much
I'll
blood.
I'll 1D I'll 1D heal him once.
Wounds or vigor?
Whatever it's gonna take to stop bleeding.
Okay. That would be wounds.
Okay.
So
then
one
I won't.
wound. And all of the madness falls silent for a moment as you have a Drix flopped on the bed, severely beaten and bashed, a giant lump forming on the side of his head from where the rocks hit him. A black eye from where Nithirn socked him. Willie's arms bandaged and healed. And all goes quiet.
What do you think caused that?
I'm gonna say the clouds, considering Willie at least was looking at them when he went crazy.
I looked at him.
Well, I think we shouldn't look at them.
It's fine.
No, it's
It is-
not.
Not okay.
I looked at them just fine. They're pretty cool looking.
Please don't look at them. I have no more spells to help people. Do we have any rations inside, or do somebody has to go outside?
Pretty sure we have rations. Drex has been
Yes,
Rations
but
always-
are they inside the caravan, or are they on top of our roof?
I mean, I ate this morning. I'm not gonna eat until this evening. I'm not going out there.
Wait till dark, maybe.
Maybe.
What if, okay, we know where everything is. Get like a piece of cloth, you just wrap it around your eyes, and you just feel outside.
I mean, I don't know the area that we're traveling through that well. Been a while since I've been on this
We're not
road.
going to go anywhere. I mean, go outside and get the rations if they're outside.
Oh, I see. But what
That sounds
happens if
like
you
an
slip
accurate
and
thing to
fall
happen.
and lose contact with the caravan?
Have someone else out there with you. Two-man team.
But
Connect the rope to each other. And if one falls over, the other one knows where he is because you can feel that he fell over, and you help him up.
are there where are the rations?
Are you gonna starve in
No.
one? I sign. Are you gonna starve in one day?
No, we have.
Miguel, do you know where the rations are? Are they in here? Are they upstairs? Where?
I don't know what the rations are. No,
As
I'm
you
more worried
guys,
about the people who are hurt.
as you guys root
they're gonna
around
need
for the
food when they wake up.
rations, you find that there are 2 rations worth of food laying around within the carriage, and the rest is likely on the roof, as that is where the majority of all storage is kept.
Okay. Everybody, close your eyes. Shield your eyes, people.
Just do the blindfold idea.
No. I have a better plan. Just close your eyes. We don't need to worry about this. Just close your eyes.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Cover my eyes, looking down, and feel up for the hatch above.
Yep.
Everybody's got their eyes closed, right? Cover Willie and or Drix's eyes if they're not.
I don't think they're going to be waking up anytime soon.
Okay, I'm opening the hatch. And I'll open the hatch and just
As
throw it
you
up.
do, from the corner you hear, what a foolish endeavor this is. This wizard staring down at a book.
And I will cast Unseen Servant onto the roof, onto the top of the caravan. Or he can climb. I'll cast him down in front of me and tell him to go up the ladder or up the hatch and start bringing rations and dropping them down for us.
Okay. I'm glad you clarified, because to cast it, you have to look at where you're casting. But you cast the Unseen Servant within the caravan, and then this invisible, force, shapeless, sightless entity goes up to the roof, and you guys begin to see as a sack kind of just floats its way down and into the carriage.
Okay, I'll close the hatch
All right.
and dispel the Unseen Servant. Okay. Open
Sack
the sack.
thuds to the ground.
Okay. We should be good for food, however long this lasts.
We should have found a cave.
Well, we were trying to find shelter when this all happened. So maybe we can rest for today and try and move at night. Does somebody have... Oh, shit.
Fizz, you're the only
Mirror.
one who knows how to
Looking
ride the
around
cart.
the inside of the caravan, have we seen the mirror, the weather mirror?
Last you knew Drix had it.
I'll search Strix for said mirror.
You find on his inner vest pocket. that it's
Okay,
kept.
good. It's not sitting on the seat outside.
No.
Okay. Hey, let's wait a little bit, and then we'll try to see what it's gonna be like overnight. And maybe we can move at night to find a cave.
We can't look at the sky. That means no one can look at the sky. So we're completely safe anyways.
I mean,
No
as
bandits.
safe as if there's a bunch of crazy people outside trying to kill anything nearby.
We got this.
Yes.
And so you were all just hunkering down for the evening where you sit.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. It is a little crowded. Yeah, I'm trying to fix my cam. I don't know what happened. There we go. Maybe. Frozen. Whatever.
Nope.
Whatever. I'll deal with that in a minute. It is rather crowded inside, as there are a lot of people in here. But you manage to weather out the evening in cramped quarters and eventually find rest. Sleeping is a little crowded as well. There are 4 dogs in here as well that take up the majority of the center space of the carriage. But with a tight squeeze, you all find your way to rest. And in the morning, you can hear birds chirping. You can hear the wind against the outside of the carriage and through the leaves. And you can see little beams of light shining through the cracks in the shutters of the windows and doorway.
I am take a look at the mirror.
That'd be for the next day.
Oh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
maybe
look outside.
one of you should look, and I'll be ready to knock you out.
Yeah, I'll still take a look at it.
Maybe Fish should go look. I think he can hit him easier than me.
Telling you, there's nothing wrong with the sky.
There's always something wrong with this guy. This guy can kill you.
I'll go look.
There are flying boars in the sky.
That is not untrue. The wolves are flying in the sky somewhere.
Raoul will climb up the ladder and open up the top hatch as he pokes his head out.
Raoul, you look at the sky and you are met with a sunny, windy day. And it is as if that sky had never existed.
Looks pretty good outside.
That's great.
Probably should still find some shelter
Cover.
or cave.
Yeah. Fizz, you're the only one who knows how to navigate this cart.
Yeah.
As I check on Willie and Drix.
They have both woken up, although they are pretty badly injured, both of them still. Drix is a little grazed, and Willie is wounded from his knife drag. But they're alive, and while taking it easy and not really getting up and moving around much, awake. What happened last night?
You went a little insane. Both of you.
I just remember seeing, it was awful. It was like faces and creatures started reaching down at me from the sky, and I ran outside. I had to leap from the cart to avoid them, and I tried to run into the woods. I called out for y'all, but no one responded, and when I looked back, monsters jumped out of the cart at me, and one picked up the earth and just threw it at me. It was horrifying. It was slimy and melty and had tentacles, and
It was a dream, don't worry.
That was a dream. What? Feels his giant swelled head. I don't understand. How did
Not a
that?
dream.
Not a dream?
You were seeing things. Anyways, it's time for your medicine. And I give him potions to drink.
My medicine. Oh, all right. How many?
I get it. I give him enough. I give him my 5 level 1s, 1 level 2, and the other 2 level 2s to Willie.
5 level 1s and 1 level 2. Okay. And what to Willie?
2 level 2s. So 4.
2 level 2s. All right. Drix is, I mean, he's still got some swelling from the wound itself, but in terms of actual damage, it seems the magic has healed and subsided the majority of it. And the same for Willie. There's just a slight faint scab down his wrist now that should heal in a few days.
It's like, Willie, where did you get that dagger, by the way?
When we were in town, I thought I might need it to protect myself.
I see.
I had never been in a town that big. I was afraid someone might mug me.
Wizrune, aren't you protecting him when he's in town?
I sent him on errands. I see no reason why he shouldn't have protected himself. I needed papers. It's useful having an assistant.
Not as it would be more useful if you make sure he knows how to protect himself.
I am. I'm teaching him magic. That is what will protect him, not some stupid blade.
Yeah, magic is useful for that, but Willie, go talk. See,
that's right.
Talk to
I can
Nithir.
set things on fire now. I can protect myself.
That's great. You're still gonna need to train your body. Go talk to Nithir about that when we have time.
I don't like heavy lifting.
Strong body, strong mind, Willie.
And he looks back at Wizrune. Do what you want.
You know it's useful, Wizrune. A strong body makes a stronger mind.
Magic can strengthen your body too.
Only temporarily.
Depends on the magic, but yes.
Anyways, I guess I should drive the horses today, Drix, unless you're feeling up to it, or I could help you, or you could help me.
I should be good enough to drive. I mean, the help might be nice.
Yeah. At the very least, I'll go out there to try and see if we can spot a cave or something to hunker down in.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. 4 more monsters are coming out of the sky.
Yeah. They'll get you for sure.
I thought they were gonna get me. They were right on top of me.
Yep. Right on top of you.
And so the two of you take to the helm as everyone else finishes up their morning activities, and you get underway, moving in the direction you need to head at the end of the day anyway, but while at the same time looking for some sort of suitable shelter. And Fizz, you are the one looking for that shelter.
I am.
Oh no.
So go ahead and roll either a perception or survival or a knowledge nature if you have it. As each 3 methods while maybe ending in different results, all might be useful in finding such a location.
Knowledge of nature is my highest, so
You got it. So, as opposed to really looking for the caves, you think about it and you go, well, this is how the hills are. And trees are over there. The mountains are that way. There's probably shelter that way. And as you're traveling, you keep note of the geography until you see what you thought might result in this area, where you see two hills that come down fairly close to each other, where there's a pass between them, and it looks like there's a rocky outcropping of some sort that overlooks both of them. And what you think you know from this sort of geography and nature, there might be a cave over there.
let's go in that direction then. Drix pointed out to him.
All right. Hold on, everybody. It's going to get a little bumpy. As he veers off of the footstepped paved road and onto the bumpy side trail. Not really even a trail. Just off into the grass. After a few minutes, you make your way between the two hillsides. You can see there's a somewhat flat, it's got maybe a 85-degree angle upward of a more of a rocky cliff face that rises about 40 feet up. Seems to be some sort of shelf where you can see trees and such up above. And at the base of it, there is not so much a cavern in total, but there is a section where, due to erosion, there's a fairly good alcove. It looks like the way that the water must flow in this area has kind of carved out this sort of a basin. But it is hillside to one side, hillside to the left and right, and mostly sheer rocky wall on a third side.
Okay. Cool. Well, I mean, this looks like a pretty good spot. There's not like, there's no like animal carcasses or anything that I know. It's probably not with a 10.
No animal carcasses.
It seems safe enough. Roll, RJ, come take a look.
Sure. And I start bringing up the dogs with me.
You open the door and they just bust out, ready for the excitement of free space and fresh air.
It's like,
Raoul busts out after them.
right. What did Sabine say when he wanted to go hunting? I speak the elven word for hunt to the dogs.
Roll a handle animal.
Is handle animal? Do I need to be trained to do handle animal?
For this, I'll say no. Because while they are trained, they're not necessarily bound to you, but they are still trained.
Yeah, I help train them.
Indeed.
Nope.
You do know, however, RJ, that when giving the hunt command, it is generally you go with them to hunt, is how we did it. It's not you tell them to go hunt and they just go off on their own. They still need further direction during the hunt.
I was hoping they'd see if there was anything here. Anyways, it's okay. I go looking around to make sure everything's safe.
All right.
I
You
scout
start
around.
you start to canvass the area, and you did say the word. You did try and say the command word for hunt. Two of them do run up the hillside, off to wherever, and then the other two are more interested in how excitedly Raoul exited the cart and are tackling and playing around with Raoul. See it as an invitation.
Raoul would play back.
Excellent.
Need it. Great physical activity. Stuck in the cart too long.
What time of day is it?
It's still fairly early in the afternoon. You haven't been traveling, but for a couple hours to find this location.
Okay. I'll just stick around the cart, just doing my exercises and stuff.
Okay.
So are we gonna stay here, guys, until the end of the maelstrom? It's not that far away, I don't think.
What
Seems
day
like
of the maelstrom are we on?
Been too many days, I can't remember.
RJ,
Well-
I signed RJ probably kept track of it. Go ahead.
Yes, but I'm
Drix is-
canvassing around the place, so I'm not actually with you guys right now.
Yeah, I know.
Drix just says, well, about the first week or so into it, I'd imagine 6-7 days.
Well,
6-7 days until over, or that's how many days we're in.
Yeah, no, until it's over. Six or 7 more.
well, I think we should just hunker down here till it's over, and then we can get on the road again.
That sounds fine to me. I thought it was a little crazy coming out here in the first place with it, but you know.
I'll sign to Raoul with that earth moving stuff. Can you hollow out a cave?
It'd take a very long time. Sadly, I can't just. Well, if we get some shovels, we can dig it.
That sounds extremely boring.
Gonna be here 6 for 7 days. What do you plan on doing?
Practicing my lute. Relaxing in the caravan.
No, when it comes to moving ground with my geokineticity, I said that right. I can't move that much.
Okay.
Move. How much can I move? Move about 25 pounds worth of earth.
Oh yeah, that's not much.
No.
I mean, is this something we're really considering? Are you concerned, Nithir? I'll sign that to her.
Well, I can read your lips, but I'll sign back to you.
Oh,
But
yeah.
just was thinking the lightning and the sky. We're still in the open here, even though we're protected from the wind. But we should be okay.
Can always hunker down in the cart.
I can do this though.
I don't even think we have any shovels. So
I don't think I bought any. I didn't think we'd need them. Maybe next time we're in a town, I should grab some tools just in case.
Yes. You can't be over. You can never be over prepared.
That's true. That's true. Reginald, as you are making your way up the side of the hill, go ahead and do a perception check to canvass the area. Or I guess, what is it you're looking for in the canvas of the area? Oh boy.
doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I was just gonna see if there were any, if I knew using my knowledge, if there was any signs of type of animals that might be nearby.
Just a
So-
happy little valley. Little birds.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a knowledge nature as well. Okay.
Oh,
So as you make your way up the side of the hill, the 30 or 40 or so feet before it kind of loops back around up on top of that kind of rocky outcropping, you can see up here there's a fairly good sized copse of trees. But you don't spend too much time really looking at it in detail, as you're more concerned about animal tracks and droppings and any signs of animal life, and you're looking around on the ground and rooting around. You do come across a couple of things. You come across footprints, tracks, look like some sort of large animal. The mud, they sink in about half an inch or so, maybe this big around or so. Looks like 3, maybe 4 pads on their feet. You see where multiple claws are hitting the ground as well. And you see a trail of that leads off into the woods. And with the 27, there's a similar set of tracks, but they're much smaller, but the same sort of shape. Out of the few of the tracks that you find scattered about in the area, you also find a large pile of dung. You know, a pretty good heap of dung. Looks a few days old, perhaps. You can see, as you're kind of looking at it, other than the dung itself, you see grasses, leaves kind of mixed in, but you also see bits of bone.
All right. I call out the dogs and say, "Come," in Elven.
They all start rushing. 2 of them rush out of the woods nearby from where you were looking. The other 2 start sprinting up the sides of the hill and coming up to you.
And I use converse with animals, talk with animals,
Okay.
and I say, "You guys are gonna have to keep watch for us. Might be a big animal here. If one comes nearby, bark as much as you can to wake any of us up. All right?"
Big animal? What are we looking for?
Bear, maybe?
I don't know what a bear is.
It's dangerous. So
Can we
wake us
chase
up
it?
and
Can we play with it?
No, it's dangerous. It'll hurt you.
So we eat it.
If we can take it down, yes.
Right.
But
Big animal.
wake us up.
Get mad. Understood.
Good boys. And I tell them, let's go back to camp and tell everyone else.
Oh, we're going to talk with other people? I like the new one.
He is very, very fun.
One of the other ones. He has a tail. I tried to eat it. It looked tasty.
Was it tasty?
I don't know. You took it away.
Let's go back.
Okay. Make your way back down the hillside. The dog's in tow. One of them gets back, and Raoul, one immediately starts to go for your tail.
Ah, you're back to round 2, I see. I chased my tail around it.
If we're staying here, we're gonna have to be careful. I think this might be a bear or something big. It's territory, and it looks like it had a child, so it might be territorial.
Ah,
I didn't see any animal corpses, so I don't think we should be too worried. They
I saw
probably just
animal bones
passed
in the
through
dark.
the other day.
maybe
I
we
think
should
it eats the
continue.
bones.
Well, we all get back in the car and continue.
I don't know. I think this is the best place we're gonna find.
All right.
Like I said, if we are going to stay here, we're going to have to be a bit careful. Might have to need at least one person on watch a night,
Can't be
or
any
have a watch at
worse.
night.
I'll pull up the mirror and look at the mirror to see what the weather is gonna be like tomorrow.
You
Whoa,
see
really saved.
clear skies, and the trees that you see in the reflection do not seem to be swaying much.
Well, it looks like it's gonna be not a bad day tomorrow. Perhaps we could try going a little bit further to find another place. I don't know. What do you think, RJ? Nathan?
I'm just thinking that if we're going to have to, if we fight this animal out here, and the weather somehow shifts, we might be in more trouble than it's worth. So I say we go look for probably a cave. Cave would be nice.
I thought bears lived in caves.
Well, we find a cave that has no
Yeah,
bears
I
in it.
mean, so what you're saying, RJ, is we should just follow these tracks to see where their den is then?
I'd rather not have to kill the mother and the child.
Make a preemptive strike. I see the tactics that you're doing here.
And we'll be fine, don't worry. I believe in us. Also, I've already made my bed. You see like a circle in the ground that is a lot where the soil and ground is a lot looser.
And then I go, I really don't have a lot of experience with this, so I'll go with whatever you suggest.
To RJ or
To whoever's standing there. To what everyone wants. I'm good with whatever
okay.
group decides.
So Raul, you want to keep moving?
Keep moving or stay?
RJ wants to, I believe, keep moving.
What's the more intelligent idea?
Personally, I don't think the bears are going to be a problem. They were just probably walking through.
Which one of you two
Do you know?
Have either
Notice
you
how
two ever stayed the night outside?
Yeah.
we both stayed many nights outside, not during the maelstrom. Other than the last 6 we've had, or week, or whatever.
I don't know.
Did you notice how old the tracks were, RJ?
I probably noticed that with my knowledge. Were they pretty fresh?
They were.
Was the dung really fresh?
The dung was 2-3 days old.
And the footprints?
About the same.
Just maybe a day or two?
Yeah, so they're probably like miles away now.
Like I said, this could be their territory. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. I'd rather be somewhere else, but
Well, Raoul, it looks like you're the tiebreaker. So, what do you want to do?
We have a location that we know we have. But
I suppose we could always come back here.
But there could be a bear. Or we could risk it, travel further, never find a cave again.
You could always
you didn't find a cave
backtrack.
here.
Once we go forward, we can't go back.
Yes, we can.
Never go back.
It's called turning around, bro. Never go back.
Well,
When you
discuss
go
the
into your
future.
home or where your room that you're staying out, are you telling me that you by the window? No, you have to go back downstairs. This is no different.
If you say so, let's go.
Okay.
You've
I guess-
convinced me.
Drix. Okay. Drix, I guess let's pack it up and see if we can find something better.
All right. That sounds fine to me. Let's see. Might need a little help turning this thing around. It's didn't realize it was going to be so narrow down here, but yeah, let's get going.
All right, give me 1 sec, and I down a mutagen potion of strength.
Okay,
I'll help.
There is just a buff gnome there now.
excellent.
RJ, you should help turn the cart around. You and Raoul, I think.
I can help.
I think you should help too, Fez.
I mean, I feel like 4 people kind of like I think I just get in the way when there's. I think 3 is the perfect number to help Drix turn the cart around.
I don't think so, Fez.
Actually, no. Yes, I will help. I'll help Drix navigate the horses on the cart.
Drex, you're gonna be okay in the front by yourself?
Yeah.
There you
Well,
Fez,
then,
you're
see,
helping us
like
in the
I
back.
said, I would just get in the way.
Nope, you're helping us in the back, Fez.
Don't worry, I can help too.
Well, 5. We don't need 5 in the back, do we? Like the cart's not even that wide.
Fez, the 2 smallest people in the group are helping. You can help.
Yeah,
This
but
one does
you're-
much
you're
complaining,
very
does he
buff.
not?
Yeah.
Very, very buff. Okay. I'll help. Oh, it's heavy. Oh.
Is that sleight of hand or is that bluff?
That's sleight of hand. He's pretending to work and making it look like he's
I'm
working.
pretending to make contact with the cart.
And I mean, his hands are on it, but he's not just actually pushing. It's all just a facade. If anybody who wants to try and sense motive that, go for it.
Yeah, why not? Just for fun.
Why not?
Nah, it looks like he's working. He's busting his ass.
It looks fine.
Fizz always stands up for the group. Goes the extra mile.
My strength is well, I actually have a +1, so I'm not completely weak, but not that much of help, anyways.
Great physical activity, right, Fizz?
Yes. Much physical activity.
We are blind to his.
All right. So after a while
Fizz
of
has been doing this
pushing,
for years, right?
oh yeah, and with everybody's help, you get the cart turned around and back underway, and you begin
Everybody's
traveling. Yes, especially Fizz, who helped a lot, it seems.
Yeah, of course he did.
So much.
I'm good at shifting it to get that angle.
So you begin back on the road for the rest of the day. Are you looking for other shelter along the way?
Yeah.
Yes, I will be helping with that too now.
Anybody who is doing such, roll perceptions. Or perceptions to visually look for something, survival if you're trying to scout the area for something, or knowledge nature if you're just trying to take into consideration the geography and things of that nature. Again, each method will have a different approach and potential to what you may find.
Natural 1. Jeez.
You got a +10?
I have a +10. And it's still a natural 1.
Okay. Nithian, you keep an eye out. You're taking note of most things, but nothing really jumps out at you.
All right.
Yep. Reginald, why these patches of trees are laid out the way they are just doesn't make any sense to you. And you just find yourself pondering that throughout the day. Raul, who you're on the top of the cart, right?
Yeah.
You had said. You are very keenly looking for caverns or anything of that nature. And as you're rounding to go around a few hills at one point, you see to the northeast what looks like a bunch of rocks, rocky outcroppings. And just between a patch of trees, you think you see what looks to be some sort of shadowed darkness underneath some of the rocks. That might be a cave.
Cave ahead.
Drick's all right. And
Perhaps
turns
we
to-
go. Well, perhaps we go. Is it close? Maybe we walk there instead of driving the cart there at first.
Yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
How far does it look from the cart?
If you see it, it can't be that far.
Yeah, it's a few hundred feet.
It's right there. I can see it from here.
There's like a patch of loosely spaced pine trees in the way, but
Ooh, some pine trees. I have an idea. But we have to get there first. Let's go.
Am I taking the old car over there?
Let's make sure there's no bear tracks or anything, so we don't have to like push you out again.
All right. And he stops the cart.
We'll be back. You stay here. We'll be back.
Don't you worry. I ain't leaving the cart.
Good man.
Then I say to the dogs in Elven, protect Grix.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to. I did a handle animal just for scroll check. I haven't done it lately.
Wizard, we're gonna go check out this other cave. Just maybe keep an eye out in case trouble comes.
Good luck. Don't die.
I wasn't
You
planning on
probably
it.
like to. You have a tendency to go very dangerous areas.
I've noticed.
You got an apprentice out of it, though.
Fair enough. And our journeys allows me to continue my research, so I can't complain too much. But yes, I will stay behind and hold down the area. Willie, go outside. If anything comes, scream.
I'm gonna rummage through the iron our box of stuff and take out the ion torch and use it.
All right. You hold it up by your head and release it, and it starts to slowly drift and orbit around your head.
Okay. Might need some light in that cave. You never know.
True. Except for me. Eyes have adjusted to looking through caves. I've been in many caves.
That sounds useful.
I can create light too, so I just pick up a pebble and we get started.
All right. So you don yourselves with light sources and begin to head over towards the cave. How do you approach?
I'm first, looking for tracks and stuff. And
Quiet.
anything that might signal animal activity.
I'll stay near him.
Yep, and you guys can adjust kind of your loose order and how you're traveling as a pack.
Nope,
Wizard
that's
is
not the right thing.
not there with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. So, Fizz, you were being sneaky and looking for tracks, it looks like.
Yes. Trying to be sneaky.
If I see that, I'll be stealthy too.
Mithian also begins to duck from tree to tree.
I didn't do it very well.
RJ, standing next to trees, believes he's being stealthy while looking for
Got a
tracks.
twig. He's carrying a twig in front of him. This is quiet.
Damn.
Jesus.
Bro.
And Raoul
Raoul's
is
just gone.
SWAT team sixing just from tree. Dive, roll, tree, behind the bush.
But how are the dogs doing? We did bring them.
You said protect bricks.
and Elven.
Oh, we
So
left
they
them
are
there to
back at the
protect bricks.
carriage.
Yeah.
All right, good. Never
I
mind.
picture Raul doing like General Grievous crawling on the ground on all.
That is a question for you, Raoul. As you are Dragonborn, you probably could somewhat run on all fours more effectively than a normal person, if you desired.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, with this stealth roll, he's like staying close to the ground.
She's like just crawling around on the ground like a lizard.
Gotta stay low.
The Drakiets still have generally humanoid physiques, but your draconic nature does lend a little bit of help, as you have the tail that can help you counterbalance in different ways, making it easier.
And stay low to the ground and never see you.
And you have clawed feet and hands, which is a good question. Does Raoul wear boots?
No, I don't picture him wearing boots.
Okay.
He likes to keep his physical contact with the ground.
Excellent. And so you all begin to proceed forward, searching for signs of animal or otherwise activity in the area. Reginald, you see, looks like some deer tracks that seem to have a trail here through the pine trees. You see a small pile of nuts by one of the trees, perhaps by a chipmunk or a squirrel or some other type of similar creature. You look up, the bird nest there. Lots of animal life around. And as you get closer to the cave itself, and you're near the mouth of the opening, you can see what looks like the worn tracks of signs of something coming in and out of the cave itself. But interestingly, the tracks are all pretty well weathered, and it's hard to make out what sort of tracks they are. But you do see one boot print. It looks like the back half of a foot, a heel.
Okay. I I say to everyone, there might be someone in here. I'll go in if you guys stay out of sight and see if he's friendly or not.
I'll load my crossbow. Just nod.
Right. And I start walking inside the cave with the ion stone just cooling around it. I was like, hello?
Your voice echoes into the cave and back at you again. You begin to descend. It's not a deep or sharp incline, mostly a flat walkway in. You creep in about 10, 15 feet. Looks like it turns off to the left. It's a good 10 feet, 12 feet wide opening and passage. Looks like it's been created by multiple massive rocks resting on top of each other. Not so much a dug cave in the earth as it is a cavern built, not by man or anything like that, but built by the way that these rocks have formed on top of each other. And as you look around the left, as it begins to curve, you can see in the low light of it, it looks like it opens up into a larger cavern space. You can see a few areas where light filters in from above, giving a soft illumination to one side of the cavern. You don't see any other sort of tunnel or passage. You do see what looks like a person, a body, corpse perhaps. They're laying still on the far side of the cave. You see a bow that is scattered on the ground. See another large corpse, some sort of massive animal that lays in the shadows in the back. Wait for a moment. Don't hear anything. You don't see any movement.
I slowly approach the body first, the humanoid
Okay.
one.
It's on its face, shrouded with a hood and a cloak.
Do I smell anything?
You smell the scent of rot and death.
All right, I move the hood away.
You pull back the hood. You don't see a humanoid head that you might expect. From the back of the head, you see a matted, tangled amount of fur, dark brown, two larger ears sticking up, also furred. You see the side of the face, kind of a muzzle with a snout, like some sort of animalistic like creature, but in a humanoid's body.
Do I check how long it's been dead?
You take a moment and you have to turn the body over to see what even caused the wounds. You roll it over. This creature is fairly large, the larger size of medium, probably stands around 6 foot, if not more. Pretty heavy to turn over. You see he's wearing a studded leather. And as you turn over the body, you can see there are these massive claw marks raking across his chest and abdomen, one of which the claws seems like it nicked across the neck. And you see there's blood, dried and dark, left stained across his front side. Still in one of his hands, he's grasping tightly a dagger locked in his death grip, stained with more blood. And if you have knowledge local, you might recognize or have heard of creatures that look like this.
Nope. I'm gonna ask Fizz later though. But how long has he been dead?
3 days or so, maybe 4.
All right. And I start creeping up to the big corpse, or what I think is a corpse.
Yep,
Do I hear breathing or anything?
you do not.
All right. I go up to it and stay about 15 feet away to see if I can see if it's still going to move or not.
No movement, no reaction to your presence or the light.
All right.
As you're
and I tell
closer
them,
now, as you're closer now with the light, you can see it looks like a massive bear, larger than any bear you've ever seen, though. And scattered throughout its fur, you see what look like are feathers, kind of contrasting the dark brown hair with grays and whites that are sticking throughout. You peek around to the head of it, and you see a beak where the mouth would normally be, angular eyes with an owl-like head.
I know what it is player-wise, but so RJ knows. I don't know.
No, Reginald, you've never seen a creature like this before.
Interesting. And I talk out. I think it's safe. We might need to move the body so it doesn't stink up the camp, but I think this place is pretty good for what we need.
Okay. Well, what do you mean? What bodies are you talking about? Come into the cave.
This one has corpses in it, and it's safer than the other one.
This one, we know that the thing that had this cave as their home is dead. It's over there.
You never said
It has
that.
a beak.
Is it
That's
dead?
a giant. I think so. I take out an arrow and stab at it.
The arrow kind of hits the hide. Very thick, very tough.
Yeah, I think it's dead.
All
But it's
right.
cold to the touch.
So what?
Yeah.
What killed it? Can you tell who killed who here?
I
Well.
think that the monster killed the person in the armor by hitting his parotid artery, but the hunter was able to kill the monster because, actually, let me check. And I check the monster to see what type of wounds it has that might have killed it.
It has multiple arrows in and around its front side, multiple slash marks. A couple of interesting things, though, you do see, RJ. You see what looks like claw marks and even a bite mark.
I'm going to. So, with my knowledge and nature of 17, do I know what this thing is, and does it normally travel in packs? Like more than one, I guess.
Yes. So, Fizz, this is an owl bear.
Owl bear.
And while they can be solitary, they do usually have a mate and potentially offspring, depending on the time of year or portion of their life.
This might not be the only owl bear who calls this cave home.
Does it look like it's a lived-in cave or just an escaped to cave? Is there living quarters?
Looking around, it's fairly quick to spot that it looks like there's more of a natural nest area where it looks like something large has slept in over and over and over again. You can see
Question
small
is,
piles of bones in one corner, perhaps prey. And to give you a little bit more fizz on the owl bear, the reason that you heard of it is one time you were in a bar and there were two scholarly-like gentlemen debating over why these things exist and how they came to be in the first place. One argues that it was probably some deranged wizard that crossed the two species together, while the other one argued that it was perhaps some sort of natural occurrence, but that was quickly argued and shot down of how in the hell would an owl and a bear naturally procreate, and the argument quickly dissolved into something that was not worth your listening, at least for anything of note here. The other creature, Fizz, as you also do recognize that, is a bugbear.
The one with the bow, or
Mm-hmm.
okay. It's apparently a bugbear. I didn't think they could use bows, but maybe, I guess. I get a rifle through his pockets.
You rifle through. You don't find anything. There's the bow, the dagger in his hand, and a quiver with 7 more arrows in it.
Bow doesn't
Bugbears,
look
from what you understand, are goblinoid. Generally, they live in war bands and tribal type situations. They're usually not very good creatures, and you know that they like to eat human.
This creature might not be around. They usually travel in tribes.
Now the question is,
I'm liking the old place better.
Here's the question: is the owl bear the parent or the offspring?
Well, I'll go take a look and see if do I find broken bits of shell in the nest?
Because if this owl bear is only the child, who knows how big the adult is?
Giant owl bears. That would be awesome.
I mean, owl bear is pretty big. Couldn't imagine anything getting bigger.
How big is big?
Bigger than a normal bear. Big enough for me is it's got to be the adult.
What are we doing? Staying here? Staying in the cave that has 2 corpses? Or the alcove that seemed pretty okay?
Let me check that mirror, Fizz.
Sure. I'll hand RJ the mirror. Grab it from the caravan. Well, no, yeah. I probably have it on me, so I'll just give it to you.
I check. It's like. Go ahead. Oh. I checked the next day as well, because it's 48 hours. So I checked the full 48 hours to see what type of weather we're going to have.
As you are checking, to give a little bit bigger of a scale for you, Raul, this owl bear here in front of you looks like it probably is about 8 feet long, or would stand at 8 feet tall, and probably weighs well over half a ton.
Still. Could still be a child.
I don't think we're going to be moving that out of the cave.
And RJ, as you peer forward 48 hours into the future, you see the sky is rife with a massive storm with purple hues blistering throughout and lightning that is multicolored.
Fizz, that last place, did it have a covering? Or was it just by the cliffside?
I mean, it had a little bit of cover from. So there's probably like a little bit of an overhang from the cliff above, but
that's why
definitely wasn't a cave.
I don't think we're going to be safe there. And I show the mirror.
Okay, well, what are we gonna do about the corpses then? Like, that owl bear looks way too heavy.
You could burn it.
Yes.
Is it look too heavy to drag out? I mean, we have horses. We have horses.
Too heavy for me to drag out.
The horses pull a whole cart, don't they?
The horses could do it.
Yeah.
Should just
Shall
pull
we
it
go-
out.
Sure. Shall we go get Drix and
Yeah.
get the cart nearby? And
The danger's everywhere. This one at least looks like these two things killed each other. I think. So let's hope there's not more.
okay. Well, I'll go fetch Drix, and we'll see if we can drag the bodies out, and maybe we can back the cart in rather than excuse me, rather than making having to turn the cart around in the cave or in the narrow spot.
So you head back out to Drix. And he's sitting there just picking away at his guitar. Ah, Fizz, you're not dead. That's good.
No.
How's the cave look?
Very good. There's a couple dead bodies in it, but we should. I mean, I think it'll be okay. Hopefully.
You're sleeping with dead bodies?
No, we're gonna try and use the horses to pull them out because one of them's an owl bear and the other one's a bugbear. So seems like they killed each other. So.
All right.
Yeah. And then we'll see if we can just like maybe back the cart in or attach the horses to the back of the cart to make it. We'll try and figure something out to make it so that we don't have to turn the cart around and
Yeah, let's
again.
let's get it over there then, and we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll help trying to get the cart positioned. Use the horses to pull the bodies out, and then.
Well, it's
How big is the opening? Would the cart block the opening?
So as you guys get the cart over there, it becomes quickly apparent that the cart itself is not going to fit into the entrance of this cave. You could pull it up so that it blocked it, and then you had access to the door on the side, and you never really needed to go outside to get in and out of it from the cavern itself. But short of that, it's not going to be able to be in the cave itself.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because then we have the ability to get up on the top and use the ballista if needed, and it restricts what we can make it so there is a way to get in around it, but it would have to be something smaller. Something big would have trouble getting through.
So a little bit angled.
A little angled. Yep. How about is it big enough for the horses on the inside, or you have to keep the horses outside?
They could make their way through the tunnel, but the cavern space on the interior, the larger opening where the owlbear is about 35 feet across by 25 feet across. It would be a tight fit if you stuffed all those horses in there.
Nah, so I'd say we can leave the horses outside. Take a risk.
I would like to keep my horse inside.
Yeah, okay, and the dogs.
Also, I don't know, RJ, that we're not going to be able to get the cart into the cave. Is that going to be a problem with all that lightning that you showed me?
What do you mean?
Well, I can't imagine that it's going to be good if that hits the cart.
Now, RJ, I also have a question.
Yes.
How big are you into that clear crystal?
Why? What does this clear crystal really do?
I told you the other day.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
Well, if you need to use it for your research, go ahead. I still have my reagents for my healing spells. And for the lightning, it should be fine considering that there are tall trees around that should act as better lightning rods than the stout the stout part.
What's
And
a
if we're
lightning
really
rod?
worried, we can take one of Talvin's old javelins and put it on the tree.
Were those
Why was-
steel?
Yeah, they were metal.
Weren't they on him?
Yeah.
Probably.
I also only had one. What we do have is the spear that RJ has.
Oh,
Which
yeah,
is a wood handle and only tipped with metal.
that's still enough.
Hmm. You know, I've got this crowbar. Would that maybe work better?
I have an idea. Might just work.
Experiment.
Okay. So you think it needs to go up high, RJ? Because
Give me
tree.
no. Give me the crowbar.
Okay.
Give me the
here,
clear
here.
Astron crystal. I'll do this.
Okay. Well, maybe you could climb up on top of the cave and put it up there.
All right, 2 steps ahead of you.
Okay.
My intention is I'm gonna get some rope, tie the clear Astron crystal to the crowbar, to what would be like the top of what I'm gonna. So I'm gonna stick the crowbar into the ground, like the part that the one end that's straight, and then have like the Astron crystal tied to the other part, and I'm going to climb up the mountain, which is fine for me because where are you?
I would imagine that it's not like curved on the one side. It's like
Earth climb.
I also have a climb speed if I'm trying to climb Earth, so I don't have to make checks unless it's
Nice.
very difficult terrain.
Yeah, so you just kind of walk up to the edge of the face, and Raoul sticks his hand into the rock itself. It just like it's going into water, and then he pulls himself up and just starts to climb with his hands and feet straight up the side.
Well, that's
And you make
interesting.
it
It
to
should
the
be
top.
fine from the lightning.
It's roughly 70 feet up. And from up here, Raoul, as you climb up over the edge, you can see the landscape around you. Off in the distance to the north, you can just barely see the mountains beginning to appear on the horizon.
Put in and put your lightning rod in.
Beautiful. Yeah, and then my intention is to just dig the crowbar into the ground and then just leave it there.
Solid rock up here.
You're right.
Can you
It's not like a hill.
fist around it and like meld it into the stone and then take your hands away?
No, I can't do that.
But
Uh,
there are other like looser rocks up here.
I know what I can do. I'll grab a couple of rocks and I'm gonna I'll have the crowbar just sticking up, and I'll put like 3 or 4 rocks around the crowbar to hold it in place.
Okay. So you wedge it between a handful of rocks.
Yes. And I'm gonna get this thing back in the morning.
Hmm.
Or whenever the storm's over with. Because I'm thinking if it gets hit with lightning, maybe the lightning's strong enough to make the white Astron crystal infuse with the lightning. give us yellow Astron.
Good theory.
We will see.
The thinking man.
A,
He was-
a
he
true
was-
scientist experimenting.
He was willing to sacrifice his own body to do it during the last lightning storm. He thought about it. Then I'll just climb back down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, lightning rod's up in place. We should be safe. Also, we might have a new color of Astron. Who knows?
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
Eventually, I would like to put that back in my water. Try to make blue Astron.
All right. Well,
What's the time of day?
It's later in the afternoon. Couple hours till dusk still.
Let's set up camp inside the cave and then let's relax for the night. We've all deserved it.
Yeah.
Should we set up a watch? On the
Yeah.
ballista?
we should set up watch on Ballista.
I can
Sure.
watch during the. I'll watch during the night. Like,
I'll take the first shift then.
yeah, I'll take the mid shift. I can see. I have my eyes are adjusted to the night. I can look. I can see far up into the. I can see far with no light at all.
All right. So, over the course of the next couple of hours, you use the horses, drag the bodies out to the outside mouth of the cave, position the cart, get the horses tucked away and secured nearby to various things, and set up your camp inside the cavern. And get your watch regimen figured out.
Wizard. Now that we've set up camp. Do you have any spare writing supplies?
What supplies?
Writing supplies? Paper,
I do. Yes.
quill, ink.
I should have some normal stuff. I assume you don't need
Yeah.
the magical kind.
No, nothing magical. I thought
Let me check.
perhaps since you so graciously taught me how to write and read, that I think perhaps it should be appropriate to start writing the events that have happened so far down,
A journal.
chronicling our journey.
A book in the making, perhaps, then.
Yes.
All right. I might have something for you. He goes and digs into his pack. I was saving this to start up another spell book, but I think this is more important. And hands you a finely bound leather book.
Excellent. Thank you. Do I owe you
Got a
anything
cover.
for this? Or?
Don't worry about it. Put what I've taught you to good use.
It looks like this.
Excellent.
Critical Role book.
Excellent. I shall begin tonight. There's much to
Do you,
catch up on.
For any of the more esoteric words, if you need help spelling them, just feel free to come and ask.
Indeed.
I know I taught you the basics and most of it, but it's a lot of words.
Yes. many words to be written.
Should like to read it someday as well.
I'm sure you will. I think I'll start with when I met you all in Balin. I think that's a good place to start.
Excellent. And he kind of has a bit of a grin on his face, and he's happy. He goes back to what he was doing.
Excellent. And I'll go off and begin writing. No title yet.
Right.
Working title is the title of this book right now.
Understood. The section for the title is left blank for now. Waiting to be penned in someday. You begin to chronicle the remembrances and experiences that you've had with the group thus far. As you work...
Chapter 1. A fortuitous meeting.
But anybody else up to anything this evening?
Well, since RJ has time on his hands again, he goes up to Wizroom as well. It's like, Wizroom, I was wondering. I found a way to make my potions that usually need somebody to drink them be able to be used by anybody who smells them. Do you know the reason why magic has something to do with this? I just think it's weird.
So you're saying your potions that you craft, the ones that are infused with magic, right?
Yeah.
You have discovered a way of crafting them to where they become vaporous and produce the same effect?
Yeah.
It's just a different way of delivering the magic, it seems. The physical components, while needing to be there to create and form the structure of the magic that they inherit, seems you've just altered the way in which that magic disperses. You see, with normal potions, it's not just the ingredients that need to be consumed, but there's that amount of energy that one infuses into those ingredients that draws the magic and the potential energies of those ingredients to a higher state. And then with the aid of the caster, think of it as binding them in a pattern that activates the magic potential within the ingredients. And thus you make your potion. You might do it in whatever way you do it, but that's effectively what's happening. And normally you must consume all of that to get that effect.
Usually.
But what you're saying is you've changed the pattern ever so slightly, and so that the magical effect, when dispersed, in this case as a vapor, carries with it the benefits. When breathed in, it's still a consumption. It's just through breath as opposed to drink.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if I can do this with potions. Do you think other spells had something that could be done like that? To change it ever so slightly to produce an effect? Or to be able to be used in a different way than first thought of?
I mean, that's the whole intrigue on... His voice gets to me. That's the whole intrigue on researching magic and finding their patterns. One can take 100 different things and find a way to make the same thing 5 different ways.
I'm just thinking that if this is the case with this, if magic like what we think are past the bounds of the norm, say like necromancy, would they have different purposes if we could change just slightly and make them more palatable to people?
Well, from what I understand, using necromancy as your case, even healing magic is effectively necromancy, but twisted. I mean, necromancy itself is not inherently bad or evil. It is merely the area of magic concerning life versus unlife, the control of life and death, and the flow of energy of one's life force through any object or animal or plant or whatever, what have you. Healing magic is effectively that. It is, in almost all senses, fits the bill of necromancy, but it has been twisted in such a way that it is more aligned with the conjuration of life force. It, instead of taking from one life to add to another, draws more generally.
See, that or maybe necromancy is the other is the changing of the conjuration of healing.
Perhaps. It would have to depend on which came first. But again, it's all pattern. So I guess it depends on who found what first. Perhaps there are other types of magic we don't even understand because nobody has thought to do the patterns that way.
That's true. I might need your help in a few days to try out some new magic formulas that might be beneficial to us.
Of course, I would gladly aid you in this research.
Sweet. Thank you. I think it's about my time to go on the blessed day for the night. I'll talk to you later about it.
All right, think more on it. I will as well.
I just need an excuse to get things other than healing spells out of my magic learning per level.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, you guys begin to take your watches, bed down for rest, and hope that nothing comes for you in the night. Let me take a quick little 5-minute break so I can go to the bathroom and grab more water, and then we'll be good to go for our last little bit here.
Okay.
I can't wait
That's
till
true, you
Leonia
got-
finds out this.
And
You
I
got-
spent all the money that I had on that silver ring.
You got 2 girlfriends in Balin. I didn't even think about that.
That's why I didn't go back to Balin with.
Yeah, I assumed so. I assumed there was some part of that, but I didn't really think. Well, yeah, he's got 2 girls in Balin. That's going to be an interesting time when we go back there.
Let's
He's
be honest.
never-
I'm ghosting Leonia.
He's never going back to bed.
She's been in Balin. Hopefully, she didn't talk to the locals too much. They're beneath her, right?
Ah,
All right. So,
Oh, I just thought of a title. Potential title.
over the course of the evening, on each of your watches, make perception checks.
I think this is too good of a name unless I come up with a better name. Right now, the working title of Fizz's book is Wondrous Tales of a Wondrous Life.
I like that.
I see nothing.
I mean, it's pretty dark though. When I'm
It
doing
is
watch,
dark.
when I'm doing watch, I because we're in a cave. What I'll do is I can do the magic lights thing that floats. What's it called?
Dancing lights.
Dancing lights. I'll make them 4 orbs, but I'll put them like out of the cave, so that I'm not in light, but I can see things moving in light if from the cave.
Yep.
Entrance.
Okay. Watches all go by uneventfully. The next day comes, and as some of you start to peek outside in the morning, you come to realize that it is clear skies.
Mm-hmm. You knew it was going to be clear skies.
Yep. Anything during this day or during these next few days that anybody wants to do, outside of just hunkering down?
There's one day that Raoul hangs upside down from a tree as he starts writing in his notebook.
Okay.
He's brainstorming new ideas. And the best way to do that is to get the blood rushing to the brain.
I try to go hunting with the dogs to get them some running. Because I know how we used to do it all the time.
One evening, I would like to have a conversation with RJ.
Okay.
Think about this. Shoes for your hands.
I think those are called gloves, Raoul.
But gloves don't have no soles. You'll have soles on like the fingertips, so you can crawl on the ground.
I think you're talking about padded gloves, Raoul.
What is that thing?
Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, well, you have fun hanging there. I guess that's just the thing Draconis do. RJ, you know, I still owe you some money, don't I?
I think so. It was for your magical hat?
Yeah. Which I,
You broke up at the
doing
very
that
end
for
there.
me. I really appreciate you doing that for me.
Well, it seems like you needed it and wanted it really badly.
Yeah. So, we've got some time to kill. So I was thinking perhaps you'd be up for a game of cards for some of that money that I owe you.
I'm not a big gambler.
You sure?
Yeah.
What about a stick that has a lightning stone on the end of it? You can call it a shock stick.
Did we make one of those?
Somebody
Before?
invented that in another town. I
Yes,
think
yes.
he's got a patent on it too.
You know, I've heard of the tale of these things, these shock sticks that you speak of. I believe they were patented by a man named Benthalon. It's quite a famous pawn shop, if I'm not mistaken. Quite far off, but even in opportunity, we have heard tales.
Through space and time,
The
the
great-
tale lingers on.
Okay, well, I mean, I could teach you how to play cards.
Oh, that seems. I want to learn how to play cards, but playing for money from my teacher of
Well,
those card games.
you wouldn't be playing for real money for teaching. You'd be paying me for the service of
Yes.
teaching you.
But because you're teaching me these rules, when we do play an actual game, you could have told me wrong rules to make sure that you win.
I am shocked that you would make such an assault on my honor.
Really, Jeff?
There is. I would teach you the rules as they are. I would not lie to you in such a miserable way.
No, but you would lie to get yourself an advantage. I've seen it before.
Against other people, but not you, RJ.
Willie steps over. We could always play right side up.
Oh, what's that?
Well, back in Formarian, me and some of the other kids, we would find these rocks and we would kind of smooth down multiple sides and make them different colors or write little different things on the different sides, and then we'd throw them and try and guess which one would come right side up. And
That
Game
sounds fun.
chance.
Why not? That'll be a
We
good
got
way.
nothing better to do. Willie, why don't you get some rocks and smooth them out and
Yeah,
color
yeah,
them or
I'll
do whatever you do.
I'll find some good ones. You got to get the right rocks. I mean, sometimes they try and bring rocks that were mostly just flat, and so that wasn't very good because they always landed on the same side.
Yeah. Well, you sound like the expert, so just come let me know when you're done with that.
Okay. And he scurries off happily looking for rocks around in the cavern.
Well, I'll be back. I'm gonna let the dogs out for a run while it's still nice out.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can actually catch something.
See you later, RJ. I'll have some more crazy ideas by the time you get back.
And I use my one speak with animal. Trey's like, do you guys want to go hunting?
Oh boy! Fun games! Yes, let's go hunt!
You're gonna have to help me, though.
Well, yeah. You can't catch anything.
Alright, let's go.
Alright. Go and roll a survival as you go off to hunt with the dogs.
Hopefully it's not another natural one.
That would be great.
Nope.
So, with the help of the dogs, are you using your crossbow to hunt on your end?
I'm using a crossbow to hunt on my end.
Okay. You catch a few rabbits and a couple squirrels, smaller game, but the dogs help root them out and pin them or chase them into an area. And I mean, there's one time where Thunder just gets a hold of a rabbit and nearly tears its head off. But and successfully together, the group of you go out and get some game back. As you're coming back, RJ, make a perception check.
You know what? Yep,
Nope.
thought so.
Oh,
I saw nothing.
So, as you're you have to come back into the valley of where this little cavern is, and you're coming down around a group of rocks, and it startles you immensely in this moment when it happens, but you hear, ah, and a sound from above. You look up startled, and you see Nevromri sitting, leaning against the rocks. But are you successful?
I think so. Where did you come from?
Hey, went for a walk. Found a nice sitting spot.
That's good. It looks like you're feeling a lot better now.
Yes, I am. It is strange. It is natural to sit on the edge of a rock like this with a space below. This is what we used to do in Ditopus. I am from one of the, I suppose you could call it coastal town.
But with the water being air, right?
Yes. There is water below, but you fall from that high and you probably are dead anyway.
Are there any risk takers who used to do that?
Oh yes, that is sport. To see who can climb the furthest underneath the edge of rock. Kind of like what I believe you all did at the islet. That is a sport for us. But we use secure ropes and pittons in case of fall. It is game. We're not looking to kill yourselves, but sometimes people get to the point where they are just hanging from their hands vertically.
Oh.
It
kind of like, it sounds like reverse mountain climbing.
Yes,
That
one may
sounds
call
kinda
it
cool.
this. Yes. It was a fun game. Good workout.
I bet. Well, we're gonna have a lot of rabbits and a lot of games due tonight. So we're gonna have something hot, which is nice.
This is good.
Do you have any special requests?
Not at all.
How are you feeling lately, by the way? Just making sure that everything is working well. Your mind isn't...
Some memory of when I was trapped is a bit foggy still, but I do not know that I care to remember that as much.
That tends to be a defensive mechanism from the mind to make sure that you don't remember things that are too painful or times that were too stressful. It's a good thing.
Everything else is alright though. It is nice to be traveling again. Not in the way I would like, but
Well,
nonetheless.
when and most likely, or if and most likely when we go get your ship, you can fly in the skies once more.
Yes, and that will be a glorious day.
Would we be able to fit our caravan in your ship?
Easily. I have a big cargo hold.
Because I'm thinking that we probably wouldn't want the ship anywhere near town, so we'd probably still take the caravan out too.
That is one of the downsides to the ship. It is fast travel and you do not have to deal with terrain, but considering not causing a ruckus from the people below, it is it is a navigation of the clouds. To travel with clouds and through clouds, and then if there are no clouds to travel through, there is a limited ways of camouflage that one learns when they captain the ships.
I'm surprised you guys don't put a bluish paint on the bottom of your ships.
They are crafted from trees of Ditopus, which are naturally blue.
Oh, I see. I would help you camouflage a bit, I think.
Which suddenly connects a dot to you, RJ. In the very, very beginning of your journey, when that one crash happened, you remember seeing a lot of lightly blue-colored wood splintered and scattered about.
We saw that when we saved those dwarves that the bastard killed. Quick question before I head back and start cooking. When we were going up and he teleported us out, we saw a room filled with animals with blackened crystals embedded into them. Do you know anything about that?
During treatment, back in Opportunity, once my mind began to clear, when you were not with me, I would go back from time to time and try to undo some of the damage that he did. That room, he was doing strange experiments. He was corrupting the Astrodon crystals. Nearly all of these stores were used up in this manner. The stores that, mind you, keep the whole thing afloat and out of sight in the first place. And the embassy below, even there. So he had cut it dangerously close to not having power. And that is still a problem, but...
Do you still have those crystals?
Not with me, no. I left it all at the embassy.
I might be able to help you with that. I'm just wondering what he was trying to do there.
There is nothing that can be done for the corrupted crystals.
No, there's something. We've done it.
Oh? What is this knowledge? I am not aware of any such method. And the black crystals themselves, the corruption is, unnatural and not something found in nature.
Well, since you're going to be traveling with us for a while, it might be good for you to know that there are some powers within these anchors that might help cleanse certain things. We got a power from our friend Sin that allowed us to somehow cleanse crystals to make them clear, like what Raoul was doing.
That is very interesting. I did not think such a thing possible. Even the dwarves in all of their astral craft cannot do such a thing.
I think it's a blessing from the entities that protect the aspects.
I do not know what you are talking about.
You'll see if the anchor that we go to is similar to the ones that we went from the water.
But nonetheless, even if you were to take the black ones and make them clear, it would not help the islet itself. You see, the violet ones, the ones keyed to the element of air, are the ones that are needed to keep it afloat. And the other one is tied to the earth and allows the embassy to project by taking the illusion combined with some of the magic of air and producing a physical but temporary embassy.
Okay. So that's how your guys that embassy came to be.
Each
Will you be able to?
each color comes with a different type of energy, and that energy can be used in concentrated and filtered through the astrocraft manufacturing of things to amplify and greatly aid in arcane arts.
Yeah,
Or
Raoul was
magical.
talking about that. But how? And I heard the clear crystal is supposed to help with healing arts.
Yes, they it is because clear does not have any association with an energy type. It is raw. It is base. It is
Since
very
something
very hard to find, although very highly sought after, because it is no matter where you find the crystals, it is almost always influenced by some aspect of nature. So to find one that is clear and tainted, I suppose, for lack of better words, although it is not really a taint, shaded by the elements near it, is very rare.
Actually, the aspect that protects water says every Astron crystal that's not clear is actually technically tainted. I could see it.
It is,
tainted,
yes.
But not tainted in the sense of being bad anymore, just tainted in a different color than what it's supposed to be.
Correct. Tinted is perhaps another better word. From what we understand, it starts off clear. And then based on the energies around it, it takes on different colors. And that energy is infused. And the type of energy that is in it is changed.
Do you think Raoul's little experiments will bear fruit?
No. It takes decades, hundreds of years. It is not a quick process. It is not something we can even do ourselves. They, but when energy is used, they do some of them do transition colors back down to the base 4. Air, water, earth, and fire. Which is why those are the 4 that are used as the currency. As when they break to chips. And they only ever break in those 4 colors because the other colors slowly turn into those base 4.
Wonder what a clear Astron crystal will break into.
I do not know. I have never seen one break myself, although I have not worked with one myself either. So use all of its charge and find out.
Maybe one day. The doppelganger. I was wondering. He was saying that he has some of your memories when he changed into you, and he was talking about healing of the dwarves. What type of healing did you guys do to make sure your people stayed healthy? I'm trying to learn different ways of healthcare.
We mostly use medicinal means. We do not really heal with magic. That is a type of some of the dwarves they believe in certain realities that allow them to heal in a magical way, but there are few of them.
Well, I thought with your advanced knowledge of astrocrafting, you might have made some breakthroughs with the crystals.
Astrocraft itself, it does not heal. It is not a while it is a type of magic, it is something more. It is more based, more. It is magic the magic itself is the arcane, I should say, is what we specialize in. It is a byproduct, almost. It is only there because the Astron and what it does is there. With
Maybe
no
I could study
Astron,
it.
no arcane magic.
Maybe I can help. Maybe I can go study in one of your dwarven cities and figure out a way to use it for healing.
Perhaps we could use a intrigued mind like yours. I'm sure there would be many opportunities for you. That would be if an outsider would be allowed in the first place. But that is another hurdle. But if we keep working together, perhaps we prove to them that you are worthy.
Being a dwarf and a doctor was quite a hurdle too, and I still was able to do it.
I know you mean, yes.
Sorry. Ugh. It is 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to go cook some dinner for you guys. It was nice seeing that you're doing better. Remember, if you need anything, I'm here to talk if your mind goes back to the island. And if you ask Nath, I'm pretty sure she can help when you go to sleep as well, as she was doing for the last couple of weeks.
Perhaps I will take you up on this offer. But for now, I am doing well. I am enjoying the lack of responsibility of doing anything at all, and enjoy just watching the day go by. If you need help in camp, you let me know. I am not a fighter. I am not a magic user to any strong degree, but I can help here and there.
That extra set of eyes is always a good thing. Well, people tend to do what they want to do. Look, Wizroom is pretty much here to research with us, and
yes,
we're happy to
seems
use the
very independent.
He does teach people when they ask. So if you need help with anything on that aspect, he might have a good story to tell or two. And Drex is able to procure items that might not be able to be procured in the most legal of ways. So ask him for stuff like that.
Understood. Well, enjoy your dinner. I shall be there shortly.
Okay. Then I head back with dogs in tow.
Yep.
With hares and squirrels. Nothing big.
Small game, mostly. But a good amount of it. Enough to feed the group tonight.
Good.
So, to begin heading toward a wrap up here.
I think we can go for another 30 minutes if you guys want. I've been staying up late anyways.
It works for me. Dinner is had. Squirrel and hare stew or shanks or whatever it is you do with it. The next day, you were all actually on watch that night. Go ahead and do another round of perceptions for those on watch.
Yes, finally.
All right. Okay. Okay, so Reginald, during your watch, you finally notice it. You see it, and you have to like double take. Wait, has that been there the whole time? To the right side of the mouth entrance, as you're kind of sitting there in the ballista, you've got your light, you're looking around, looking out, just making sure nothing's around. You notice along the right side of the wall it looks like there's a smearing of blood in places, scattered, faint. And you see a little bit ahead and to the right on the ground, looks like furs, feather perhaps.
I go to it.
You look over and you see feathers with little bits of hair attached to the side edges of it, similar to that of the owl bear. Except the owl bear that you guys dragged out, their feathers were big, fully grown feathers. These ones that you're finding are little feathers with little bits of hair around them, and you can see what looks like a little trail of them. It only goes about 2-3 feet, but like a few of them fell out of whatever it was from. And on the side of the wall, you see a handprint. Looks like a couple steps. Another bloody handprint. Another bloody handprint. All of them somewhat faint and not full, but they were on kind of the faces of the rocks and not readily and easily noticed. Looks as if something dragged something else smaller off.
I keep following.
The trail only goes for about 10 feet or so until you lose it into the rockiness of the hillside itself, headed northish.
Northish. Was that the way you came from?
You
No,
guys have
no.
been traveling from the
Came from-
southeast.
Yeah, south, yeah.
Yeah.
You're
No,
traveling.
I'm remembering the
Yeah.
bear prints with the small one. Is there anything I can do right now? I go
Survival,
back.
perception.
Yeah, I use my survival perception to check
Try if you
if I
can
see
pick back
anything
up the trail.
Perception first, and then survival. Nope, can't pick up the trail right now.
I mean, you have your ion torch, but it's dark out here. You're having a hard time figuring out what you've retraced or not, and yeah, you're not having any luck picking up the trail. And it's, as you saw from the initial part of death of the owl bear, it's likely already 3, 4, 5 days old at this point. But it hasn't rained in the past few days, so the trail hasn't been washed out yet necessarily, you imagine.
All right. Well, I go back and try to find something that's brighter than the ion torch in my pack. Is a torch brighter?
Ion torch is the light of a torch.
I thought there might be something better. It's like I go up and I say, I'll try to see if Nith is awake.
Nith would be in our trance if it's in sleep time. But
Alright.
you can.
I try
Get
to
her
rouse you up.
I would immediately open my eyes and look.
Would you want to help me look for something? I think the child of that owl bear we found might still be around. And I think that the parents are both dead. So
You want? Where is it?
I show her the blood and the small feathers and the big paws.
Should we bring a dog? Maybe it can
Maybe.
find it.
I go to I wake up one of the dogs. I wake up Rex.
All right.
And I say, wait, I can't use my thing anymore. I just say, in Elven, help track, or track.
Starts sniffing around, sniffs you, sniff urine.
You have to probably point, yeah.
It's kind
Yeah,
of
I-
like, what am I? It's like, yeah, it's like searching
I-
for what to track.
I point point him towards the blood track.
Okay. You come over, he comes up, sniffs on the blood, sniffs on the feathers. And
I want the new pet. Give me the pet.
I rolled the wrong one, but whatever. They all have the same stats. Yeah, 25. So Rex begins nose to the ground, following and going up the hillside.
Following.
I follow.
All right. The two of you follow in pursuit, and he tracks and he leads. 5 minutes, 10, 30. Still following the track for the trail.
What time of night is it?
Which watch were you, RJ?
First watch.
First.
Okay, so it's, probably closer to midnight, maybe. You can see on the horizon to the west, there are storm clouds beginning to form and roll this direction. Looks like by morning there might be more bad weather. The weather you saw in the mirror from 48 hours.
If we can find it, I'd rather have it in the cave with us than out here right now.
But you follow Rex for a total of an hour at a pretty good pace before you come to what looks like a very thick wooded patch of trees, lots of thick bushes, tall, billowy trees in this big copse, kind of in a valley surrounded by the hills here in the hilly landscape you're in. And he sniffs and looks up at you and looks at the bushes. Kind of gives a
Alright, Neth, let's go.
Yep.
And I
Try to
say,
go
and
there
I
and
say,
see what it
set
is.
in Elven.
He sits.
And I start heading towards where he pointed.
You get to the edge of the bushes themselves, and you can see a few broken little branches, like something has passed through and pushed their way through these bushes here.
Something big or something small?
Some of the twigs are broken as far as 3.5 feet up.
Okay.
But it's not like permanently pushed out either. The bushes, like, while still being overlapped onto each other, like you would have to press yourself into it to push through. But little pieces of it are kind of snapped and broken in. And you look down and you can kind of see boot prints very faintly. In a couple of mud patches here that are not where leaves and grass and stuff cover the ground.
All right,
Go in.
I go in.
All right. An easier time for you, RJ, as you're much shorter and you don't have to push through as much of the bush. But the two of you begin to push in. And how are you doing this approach?
I'm going stealthily in,
Yeah.
saying that there's boot prints.
Okay. You guys stay low, quiet, and are moving slowly through the thick brush. Where after about 10 or this first set of bushes, it's like a more bushes interspersed and you start to kind of weave through a little bit and head towards the center of this copse of trees. And in the distance, up ahead, maybe 40, 50 feet, you can smell smoke. And you can see just barely the twinkling of light up ahead from some sort of flame. But you're still kind of out of earshot of anything from that direction or the sound of the fire itself.
Okay.
But you smell the smoke and see the light before anything else.
I creep up towards where the fire and light is.
How close are you going?
Just right out of the light radius, basically. So I'm still in the shadows around wherever the light is coming from.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
And Nithir, you were following as well?
Yeah, from a distance, and I'm gonna.
So you're
Prep.
staying even further?
Yeah, just behind, just letting, since Reggie's being so stealthy, I'm staying just a little bit further behind. But I will have prepped 2 stones, one in each hand, but covered. One a dim in one hand and a light in the other hand.
So they're currently canceling each other out.
Well, first of all, they're inside my hand, so I'm
Oh yeah,
cupping
you're
them.
blocking the effect. Yeah.
Right. And dims all light sources, but except no effect on magical light sources of any level. And so the light would, of course, but it's got a larger area, where the light has a smaller area that it covers, a 20-foot radius instead of a 100-foot radius, and it would overcome the dim if I had to open it. So, but I got them both ready. They're both covered though.
Okay.
So I can dim other areas and still have myself light within 20 foot if I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that just before we approach, because it only lasts. The dim only lasts 10 minutes. The light lasts. Both only last 10 minutes for me.
Okay.
And they're cupped in my hands.
So, as you begin to creep through the bushes, carefully, slowly, and silently, you begin to see where the edge of this low brush begins to break into a clearing. And as the storm, you can hear the rolling of thunder far off in the distance. And the air is beginning to ever so slightly chill and get cooler. There's a bit of a fog that creeps over everything as this shift in temperature causes the moisture to condense. One second.
So yeah, I'd be like 20 foot behind RJ.
Yeah. 20 feet, okay. Gotta change a couple things real quick.
Split the party.
We always split the party. What are you talking about?
No idea what you're talking about.
RJ wanted to go follow something, so I'm going with him.
Yeah.
And what sort of light source do you still have, RJ?
I took off the light source since I have low light vision and I see the light.
Okay. I'm so glad that I set up all my tools the way I did. This is so much faster than it would have been otherwise.
Yeah, I have low light as well.
I have no vision because I'm not there.
Bum, bum, bum.
We'll be fine.
Go
It's
run
not
away.
like I ever get hit.
Nope. You're the tank, right? Like.
Yep.
All right.
And I still have full health. I still have my full magic and stuff. I should be fine.
Total darkness.
Black is the absence of light.
That still doesn't work, does it? Damn. Okay. They were supposed to have fixed the new dynamic lighting, but apparently that is not the case. You see now, RJ.
That's what I see.
Yeah, you should see whatever you can see. Roll 20, stop this. Let me change Nithian. It's just totally locked up. There we go.
I circle the darkness a bit.
Yeah, feel free to move.
I see nothing still.
Yeah, it's being still.
Oh, there we go. I don't know where
And
I see
then-
me.
You're at the very bottom left corner.
No, there's no token.
One
wait.
second.
No.
That looks like Wizard's token.
What?
Oh, now I have vision.
Okay,
That-
now I see a token. Now I see a token. It's just off the map. I can't touch it, but
Yeah,
Okay,
you
there.
two aren't there, but just so that you can visually see what they're saying. If you wanted to, yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at your stream, so.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yes, be careful watching stream. There are things on GM pages that you can see.
yeah, I'm not watching stream.
I
don't see Reggie, so that's
I don't typically watch it, but I figured
He's
because I'm not
north.
there.
He's up
Just
there.
not, I was moving around.
But you can see whatever you can see. He might be in the dark.
I am in the dark.
So, to describe what you're seeing here, Reggie and Nithian, you see what looks like a campsite. Multiple carts and wagons pulled up in a semicircle with multiple more little tents and abodes set up in the area. You see stumps where a few trees have been chopped, a line of clothes being hung, tables with tools and half-skinned animals on it. And Reginald, over here on this side of the camp, you do see a cage, and you see a baby owl bear inside of it. There's also a table more central near the campfire with a torch on top, and there are two bugbear that are at the table laughing and joking with each other. There's a man sitting in the chair up just above the campfire itself. He is donned in thick hide armor, but it is painted with bronzish color and almost reflects like a metallic paint was added to the top of it. Looks human, at least his face isn't furred from what you can see from here. And then you can see another bugbear sitting in a chair by the campfire as well, gnawing on something.
Alright. So I go back down to try to find Nithyan. If I can move this thing without moving everything. Nope. I'm moving the whole map.
That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah.
The map's
Well,
not even on
My
the.
screen.
The map's not even on the token layer. Nothing that you can select other
No.
than your token on the
I-
page.
For some reason, I'm scrolling it as well as I'm moving it, my actual thing.
Oh.
So I can't actually move my guy down anymore.
All right.
So
Well, you come back down here.
I try to find Nith,
Yep. Next
and
well, you can't hear him, so never mind.
and
I
do
don't-
I,
Movement
I
and
don't-
brush.
Okay.
I
yeah,
get as
don't-
close
I
as
don't see
possible
him.
so I can see her and her movements.
Reginald pokes through the bushes right up next to you.
And I assign 3 bugbears, 1 human, baby owl bear in cage.
We should have brought the others.
We can still go back. It's still relatively early. We won't just but we're gonna have to rush it back to the caverns after we deal with these ones.
Safer to go get help,
Mhm.
but we'd have to hurry.
Yeah, let's hurry. We gotta be fast. And we definitely go back to the caravan to grab friends. That's what I
No.
want to do.
Stealthily away from the camp and then rapidly back.
Yeah. Using the same stealth, you guys make your way away from this campsite in the middle of the woods and return back to Rex, who has found a mouse and is playing with it in the field nearby. He's roughly 30 feet from where you told him to stay from.
And
But he's
I say come.
close.
Yeah. Oh,
I say
Yep.
come just so you can hear me, and we start rapidly heading back.
All right, and you guys rush back to the campsite, and you make some good time. Instead of an hour, because you were going a bit slower, and he was tracking, it takes only about 40 minutes, as it is a little bit of a hike. You look off to the west, and you can still hear the rumbling of the storm getting nearer. It's perhaps still a few hours out, but it'll surely be here by morning.
let's go for it.
And you make it back to the campsite.
And I arouse Raoul, Fizz, and maybe Wizroon. See if he wants to come.
What was it?
Wanting to help us get
Wizard
through.
needs his sleep for his magic, right?
You haven't used your magic all day.
So that's not the point.
Anyways, you guys want to go kill some bugbears?
Why are we
Can we
killing
just-
bugbears?
Can we just let the lightning storm take care of them?
Well, was scouting them out, and I saw a little baby owlbear, and kind of want to take him along with us.
Owlbears aren't the nicest of creatures.
Neither was Tawin, and we still brought him along.
Are you able to talk with animals right now?
Well, I can do it in the morning. It'll be fine. And we can get rid of the bugbears that are real nearby, too.
It's in a cage.
Okay. Well, okay. Let me grab my stuff. Let's
How far away is this walk?
Took us about 40 minutes to get back.
Jesus Christ. 40 minutes? Or not Jesus Christ. I need to come up with a different swear.
Find a different god. Oh, there are no gods, so
Like you say,
Holy
God, Stan.
sin! Holy sin! That's a long fucking hike.
Oh, we've been resting for the last 2 days. You'll be fine.
All right, I'll join.
Thanks, Wizard.
We bring that lizard.
Yeah, if he wants to come.
Roll.
We need to initiate him.
Yeah, it's a good initiation. Let's see what he can actually do in a fight.
Maybe you can throw more rocks in the face like you did to Drix.
So, let me just get this straight, though. We found hunters, and they've captured an animal, and we're gonna go kill them to save the animal.
Basically, yeah.
I mean, bugbears aren't the nicest people, so they do like eating people. So I guess we'd be preventing them from coming back and eating us or eating other people.
No, we don't have to kill them.
I just remember that what Fizz told us about
The
bugbears.
preference would be to kill them. Bugbears eat people.
I just
think
remember Fizz telling me about bugbears.
Not that I'm against it, but it kind of sounds like murder. But all right.
Are bugbears citizens in this world?
In Talon-Ure, sometimes, yeah.
I don't think they're in Duhana.
Perhaps we don't have to even fight them. Let's just go see what happens.
I mean, if you want to talk to the people who eat people, sure, you go right ahead. I'm gonna stick to the shadows.
I don't think they can talk to me anyway.
I was thinking of just taking the child.
I
Just
mean, you're...
grab and run.
Go grab and run.
Lizard goes over to Raoul and nudges him in the back. Hey, Lizard, wake up.
Is Tim even here?
I don't know. That's why I'm nudging him.
Well, let's pretend like he is.
Well,
He's in the kitchen.
Sounds like an experiment. In negotiations or death or life. Let's go.
All right, off we go.
And so the group of you spend another 40, 45 minutes, as maybe you're not quite as quickly paced down the way back, and you have more people traveling with you now. Make your way back to the outside edge of the grouping of trees just before having to travel through the bushes begins. You can see off to the right, in the little bit of moonlight. No moonlight. So never mind. You don't see anything over there. You see the outline of trees against the light that you do have. And that is where we'll pick it up next time.
Cool.
I want the owl bear pet. Give it to me.
I assume that's what you were going for, is that you want a baby, another baby to train. As if we don't have enough pets, but why not? We got a zoo going. What year are we in again, Navar?
For 5099.
Okay.
I have it on the calendar when the moon comes up, but I just forget to look sometimes before I say it.
I always just considered bugbears monsters since they ate people.
I mean, they're generally not civilized, at least in terms of like towns and stuff. They do have their own civilizations and groupings and stuff and language, and well, they speak Goblin, but there are some societies where they're more citizen-like. Depends on where you are in the world.
Fizz says they ate people, so I assumed that they were monsters.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact. He knows that they do find human meat a delicacy.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
Are these bugbears considered a subtype of humans?
They are humanoids with the goblinoid subtype.
So I could make myself look like a bugbear with my skull.
If it lets you
cap and
change your
things
subtype,
aside.
then yes.
You can appear as another subtype.
Then yes.
Cannot change my creature type.
Yep, they are
But
still humanoid.
I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to talk to them. Bad
Your
plan.
call.
Also, my other question is: so apparently I did wrong for the number of rounds that I can do bardic performance. Now that I know those are rounds, not performances. I don't know. I just I must have misread it as like number.
Yeah, no worries.
Rounds,
I'm pretty sure I've had that thought a few times too, but at the times I was just like, whatever. I'll look at it later and talk to him later about it. Then I just always forgot. So
I mean, I don't think I ever like went over my limit. So
you've had a super performance buff that just got hit with the nerf hammer.
I mean, I was also nerfing it myself because I thought you could.
That's true.
It wasn't an AOE for the additional attacks bonuses.
Yeah.
I thought it was one person. Learning.
Maybe just go back and double reread through all of your bardic abilities just to make sure.
Yeah. No. But so for the bardic performances, it says 4 plus his charisma modifier, and then